It's the 10 to 1 podcast with your host, Brad Ullman, featuring Ben Conowitz and Nate Laux. And here's the podcast.
Welcome back, friends.
We did it. We watched a whole nother batch of digital shorts.
Whoa, calm down. Like,
By the way, you sounded a little bit like Casey Kasem.
A whole other batch of digital shorts here on Q47.
Look, everybody, it's Saturday Night Live, and we're here counting down the top sketches of the night.
What will be number
You
one?
guys are funny.
I'm Casey Kasem.
I loved...
Casey Kasem?
No, well, so when Frank Caliendo's Comedy Central Presents, where he does a whole bunch of impressions, obviously, because that's what he does. His Casey Kasem bit is funny too, because he talks about how Casey Kasem was also Robin in the old Batman and Robin animated series. Like, look, Batman, it's a letter from the Riddler, and he writes, "Dear Batman and Robin." So this is the 10 to 1 podcast, the Saturday Night Live podcast. As we started doing on the last episode, we're going through every single SNL Digital short. There are over 100 of them, and we're watching every single one. We've broken it up into 3 different chunks. We already talked about the first chunk on the previous episode, and this one is going to be the second part of that podcast trilogy, where we have watched the next 35 digital shorts. But before we get to that, we did want to take a little bit of maybe a go flicks yourself tangent, if you will, in a way. But this is very relevant to our interest because while we were away, the first trailer for Saturday Night debuted, which is the movie written by Jason Reitman and Gil Keenan and directed by Jason Reitman, son of Ivan Reitman, who grew up around a lot of the original Saturday Night Live cast members, including Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. And this is a movie about the premiere of the first episode of what was then called Saturday Night back in October of 1975. This is a movie that will take place in the time leading up to the show's premiere. It will chronicle all the chaos from behind the scenes. It has Gabriel LaBelle, who was the proxy for Steven Spielberg in the movie The Fabelmans, playing Lorne Michaels, and a huge ensemble playing the not ready for primetime players, some of the key executives behind the scenes, some of the famous faces who were there in the first episode, including George Carlin, Jim Henson, Andy Kaufman, and whatnot. And so the first trailer debuted, and we just wanted to talk about it real quick. So first trailer for Saturday Night, what did you guys think about this trailer?
I can't wait. As fans of the current show, but also lovers of the history of SNL, this hits a sweet spot for us, right? Yeah. And as lovers of film, I love the tone that this film is already taking. I love the cast that they've already assembled. I mean, it's going to be great. I just genuinely believe this film is going to be fantastic.
I hope it is.
Yeah, I just believe it. But it also is coming at the 50-year anniversary, right? Mm-hmm. So it's another kind of another brick to that wall that they're building for the 50-year anniversary stuff. I'm just excited over the next year, all of the specials we get, all of the conversations that are had, this film, and it debuts on October 11th, which is the same day on which Saturday Night Live debuted in 1975. So just a lot of fun. Like just kind of some fun stuff there.
Who is the most famous actor or actress that's in this?
Probably Willem.
Or the most well-known.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons or Willem Dafoe, I would say.
And who do they play?
So J.K. Simmons is playing Milton Berle.
Okay.
And that's actually that's something that they've conflated that didn't happen on the premiere, but it's something that it's a famous behind the scenes story that they're going to put into the movie.
And you're going to see that. There's going to be quite a few things that they're going to put in there like that, I'm sure.
And Willem Dafoe actually plays NBC executive David Tebbutt.
So that's I love that, right? Because you don't have a very, very famous A-lister playing Chevy Chase or playing Bill Murray or playing Dan Aykroyd.
Well, Bill Murray wasn't around for the first.
Well, you know what I mean. You don't have famous people playing.
You have great actors, but they're not
exactly.
You.
I don't necessarily need to see Bobby Moynihan as John Belushi in this. I want to see I want to see the characters represented and not have it take me out, and that's what I loved about this trailer. It just felt like I'm watching like you watch those documentaries that have filmed portions of it, and this is kind of what that looks like to me. Even though obviously there's a lot of narrative structure here, I do love that that's how they're approaching it. Of like this is a recreation of what really happened.
Yeah, you've got people like Finn Wolfhard, Nicholas Braun.
Well, so Finn
Wolfhard's
playing an NBC page. He's the one who's trying to sell tickets outside of.
Well, stranger things have happened.
But no, I think that I agree with that because I like the vibe of this trailer too. Like it creates that very urgent ticking clock of like the show's coming whether you like it or not. There's actual ticking. It's intense. The camera, you can tell it's just going to be roaming around and like as if you were just like a fly on the wall and stuff was happening.
It's just a smart choice to have such an ensemble movie about an ensemble cast, and they were not ready for primetime players, and a lot of these people are brand new or people that I just don't know.
It's a mix. There are some people who are pretty lesser known. There's a couple people who are a little more famous.
I really like Dylan O'Brien. I think
Dylan O'Brien is playing Dan Aykroyd.
You've seen him in some things, I'm sure.
He's from The Maze Runner.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Is he the actor that broke his back? He's the
yes.
Yes.
And he was in a film. Do you remember from 2020?
I like those movies.
Love and Monsters. I loved Love.
Love and Monsters is great. Yeah. No, and the Maze Runner movies are very good.
They're very good.
Yeah, one of the better young adult adaptations that came out.
I was surprised.
That era.
Lamorne Morris is in it, and he's from my favorite show, New Girl. So.
Yeah, he's playing Garrett Morris, and then funnily enough, he told a story actually in the Vanity Fair first look article about this that he used to lie and say that his dad
was Garrett Morris.
Was Garrett Morris.
Good for him. That's awesome.
And so Cooper Hoffman of Licorice Pizza is playing Dick Ebersol. He's the one who gives the cool kind of like little monologue in the middle where he's like, "They want you to fail." It's such a great little bit of dialogue exchange there too. You have Matt Wood playing John Belushi, Ella Hunt playing Gilda Radner, Corey Michael Smith as Chevy Chase, Dylan O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd. And then you have some of the more famous writers, like Rachel Sennett is playing Rosie Schuster. You have Emily Farron as Lorraine Newman, Kim Matula as Jane Curtin, Taylor Gray as Al Franken, McCabe Gregg as Tom Davis, Tommy Dewey as Michael O'Donoghue, Matthew Reese of The Americans is playing host George Carlin, and Succession star Nicholas Braun is playing both Jim Henson and Andy Kaufman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you know why?
I don't know the reason.
Because he's got range.
Benny Safdie, are you
the Safdie brothers?
Yeah.
Benny Safdie was actually cast to do that, but
which one?
To be Andy Kaufman.
Okay.
But had to drop out. This is according to IMDb. But had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts. Because of this, Nicholas Braun plays two roles in this film: Kaufman and Jim Henson. And so they just decided,
interesting.
We're gonna let you do both, right?
One of the other things that they are including in here too is Nicholas Poldani is playing Billy Crystal, because Billy Crystal, in case you don't know, famously was supposed to be on the original episode of Saturday Night Live, but he got cut, and it's something that he was never happy about. He was pretty upset about it, and so he'll make an appearance in there as well. But yeah, I'm super excited about this movie. I think it looks great. I think my one reservation is that it's going to be a little too overly sentimental, because it's obvious Jason Reitman fucking loves all of this.
Sure, they're gonna pull some punches.
Yeah, and I don't think they're maybe gonna hit as hard as the things that like didn't work, and like the stuff that would maybe make certain things or people look bad, maybe. And it's gonna just really be more of like just like a shine box treatment.
You don't think he's gonna go? Because I kind of felt like he's gonna go Sorkin with this, where he's gonna play up some of the tension between the studio, Lorne Michaels,
but I think he'll do that. But I think he's gonna do it in a way that makes
everyone
Lorne
look
Michaels
heroic.
Come out on top.
Oh, certainly, yeah. But I mean, again, Facebook, right? I mean, Sorkin did the same thing with The Social Network, right?
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg's a jerk, but he was particularly a jerk in The Social Network, right?
Yeah. But I don't think I have a feeling that Jason. Well, first of all, Jason Reitman, as much as I appreciate some of the movies,
no Aaron Sorkin.
That's 100% true.
Yeah, for sure. But I had that vibe though. In that, I love the show. Did you guys watch Studio 60 when it was on?
I did.
The bouncing around of this trailer.
Oh, of course.
Felt Studio 60 like to me a little bit, because that's how Aaron Sorkin directs, right? He had the walk and talks, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of felt that way to me.
No, for sure.
So then, with that in mind, then, what are some things that you want to see in this film? I guess because I want to know
hardcore nudity.
Obviously. But are they going to play up everything we learned about Chevy Chase from that first season? In sense, he was a jerk, right? Also wildly inappropriate, right?
Yeah.
With women and everything. Are they going to show that Chevy Chase, or is he going to be a little more saccharine, right?
No, I think if anybody's going to get the punches not pulled, like Chevy Chase has done nothing to rectify that situation over the years. I'm sure there's no love lost between anybody, and I'm sure that if anybody on SNL's side, like let's say Lorne Michaels, had a conversation with Mr. Reitman at all, just in passing, it's okay. You can go after Chevy. Like that's maybe the one thing they will do is like he painted him even as a bigger asshole, which is hard to do because that guy's a fucking prick.
One of the things that's interesting about this is that even though there's this wealth of material that they could have like looked at as far as like to fuel the script and whatnot, like Live from New York,
which
and
is just the Bible kind of
there's all these different books and interviews and stuff out there. They didn't look at any older material. They went and they talked to people who are still around who were there to bring it together. They even talked to the production designer from that first season, and they got the actual schematics of Studio 8H at that time.
How do you not get excited about this?
Yeah,
it's just gonna be great.
So yeah, I'm very curious to see what they found out that like maybe there's stuff that hasn't been in books yet or something like that. Because they talked to a whole bunch of new people and like new interviews and stuff like that. So yeah, it could be really cool. I'm very excited. I wish I was going to the Toronto International Film Festival where this is premiering, but unfortunately, I won't be up there. I'll be just crying.
I'll go for you.
All right.
I'll check it out. Can you give me a press badge?
No.
Well, that really puts the kibosh on that. Well, never mind.
No, it is a film that I am very much looking forward to.
Maybe Laporte Seamus Gutter will sponsor a trip to the film festival.
No. Oh wait, no, for me? Yeah. Sorry. Yes, for me.
Oh, well, for the 10 to 1 podcast gang.
I've been looking for something for Ben and I to celebrate our anniversary. Maybe we'll do that together.
Nate, let's talk after the show.
Okay.
Brad said he can get us press badges.
God damn it. So that's Saturday night. As we said, it comes out October 11th this year. Should be pretty cool. Let's jump from the original era of Saturday Night Live to the future. Let's get back into SNL Digital Shorts. Nate, which
do you say the future because the first one that we watched was Space Olympics?
No, but that's a great segue.
Say that. There you go.
So Nate, what season are we kicking off this next wave of SNL Digital Shorts with?
Yeah, so in this episode, we're going to talk about season 34 and season 35. And so that essentially covers 2008 and 2009 and 2009 2010.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about, they're 3 seasons into being on the show, and 3 and 4 seasons in. And so they've created quite a few digital shorts at this point. They're also, in my opinion, there seems to be a lot of pressure to create because I don't know if I was just nostalgic the first batch we were watching and I liked more of those because my nostalgia played a role, or just this batch of 30 some digital shorts just didn't seem as strong to me as the first batch.
So go ahead, Brad.
No, you got it.
I had the prevailing theme with this second run of sketches, these 35. I could probably count at least half, if not 3/4 of these, that had a pretty one-note premise with one pretty big reveal or one pretty big joke that made me laugh.
We almost always have one
and that was it, though. Like there were so many of these that were just like, oh, there's the turn, and that's what it was. Whereas the ones that are at the top of the list are either there's a lot going on that made me laugh the whole time, obviously, or they're a song that is a banger.
Yep.
So,
which is the difference, right?
Yeah.
Between when you have 1 or 2 notes that make you laugh, between the thing that we love is the escalation, right? We don't see as much
that does not go away, even though that's the number one word that I use, right? And we all use is in sketches is escalation. It happens here too. But it makes it very, very, Nate and I talked about this in the moment. It made it very difficult. Like, hey, where'd you rank that one? Yeah, there's a traffic jam in the middle of my fucking list.
A lot of middle.
Everything was good, and then I laughed pretty hard once, and that's the third one in a row now that I've done that with. So for me, it came down to, here's my top 10, and here's the 14th one we were watching. Does it crack my new top 10? And a lot of times it was just no.
No, I agree. It was clear for me who's the worst couple. And then we had the top 5, I think 5 to 6, 7. Yeah, maybe all the way to 10 is fine. But and then you said,
my list muddles after 6. It gets really
hard.
hard.
You said 10 to 25.
Oh, good
Yeah,
Lord.
I would say that overall the top 10 here is not as strong as the top 10 from the first wave, and then the next 5 after that, I still like a pretty decent amount. And then after that, it's a pretty decent dive as far as there's maybe 1 or 2 great laugh out loud moments, but otherwise it's just oh yeah, that was fine.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's talk about some of the worst ones first.
That's what I was gonna say. I want to know who you
Let's
guys
see if we have the same bottom 2. I think that we might actually.
Are you including things that didn't age all that well as far as why it might be at the bottom?
Whatever you want to put
Well,
them in
first
there,
of all,
but-
that particular one wasn't very good in general.
It wasn't.
So I think
Hey Murray Hill
yeah, that's my bottom.
is my bottom.
It is not my bottom.
Ooh.
It is
Ooh,
my
James Franco Defender.
Wait, no. It is my second to the
Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
What is your bottom then, Nate?
Virginia Horse and Pony Express.
Whoa, what?
That's 7 from the bottom for me.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
It's
Kristen Wiig's quirkiness automatically makes
awful.
that
It
way
is
better than
not
most
funny.
of them.
What's your
I
second?
waited to laugh and I could not get in.
What's your second to the bottom there?
My
Brad?
second to the bottom is a couple of homies.
Couple of homies.
Ooh,
I had a couple of friends down because I didn't even care enough to write down the correct.
Yeah, that one was super
Oof,
weak.
That was tough.
Yeah.
Couple of Homies was 28 for me. So
Okay, well that's ridiculous because Virginia Hornson's Pony Express was
No,
pretty
it's
funny.
not.
But,
No, it's
so
not
Hey Murray,
funny at all.
to talk about the worst one.
yeah, Hey Murray Hill.
Hey
could
Murray Hill
be at the bottom.
easily, right? It doesn't age very well because it is about James Franco having a little ding dong and showing it to people.
And he's having it's an awkward date conversation he's having with Kristen Wiig and
Not a date, just at a party outside.
Oh, that's right.
And
By the
she's
way-
just there at a party. So she is unassuming and he's just
And
overexposing
he
himself.
keeps talking about his ding dong.
Yep, and it's really awkward and
Yeah.
it does not age well at
Take-
all.
no, but take that out of it.
Yeah, it's still bad.
Not
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. We laugh at juvenile humor things, or we still sometimes can say we really laughed at that when we were 20.
But the
right?
reveal of being
this was not funny.
I got a little ding dong. Just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything.
No, it's not. It's not working. I think that there was one of those things where if you put Andy Samberg in there, it's maybe a little bit funnier, and they thought it might be equally as funny, if not funnier, because it's someone like James Franco saying that. And there's a certain level where that does work, but it's a one-note joke that never really has any real escalation to it.
Sure. Yeah, Brenda and Sean was another one that was
Yeah,
near the
that's
bottom for
four
me.
to the bottom. for
Yeah,
me.
see, and especially, but it's weird because that one almost feels like it didn't really feel like a sketch. It felt like almost like a mood piece. They were really just trying to capture something that felt like it was out of the 80s.
For our listeners, Brenda and Sean was with Drew Barrymore and Fred Armisen, and it's this 1990s commercial.
Where they perform at parties and stuff like that, and they do these weird things with rubber
They're the-
light up
they're-
thumbs.
They're the fake thumbs that you can get lights on and it looks like
They're-
it's coming in my
they're
mouth. It's coming in my
laser
mouth.
magicians.
It's
and
what?
it just wasn't funny.
It's coming into my mouth and it's coming out of my mouth.
Ugh.
Coming into my ear and coming
I
out of
don't
my
know
ear.
if we watched the same one.
It's just the lights come out of their ears and into their mouths.
Um,
Nothing else comes in and out of their mouth.
Ew. But yeah, that one, it just there wasn't even a real laugh there.
No, it was. I get what they were doing because the escalation for them was, we'll do parties and bar mitzvahs, and then you start seeing they're failing at this.
Right.
They'll do divorce proceedings where they're getting divorced. They'll do bankruptcies. They'll do arrests
We'll
because
do
they're
whatever,
getting arrested.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
do
so
whatever you. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
whatever.
However you can hide. But then it just didn't work.
No.
I will say I remember liking Space Olympics more, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, this isn't very good.
No, Space Olympics for me is still in the middle.
I wasn't impressed this time.
It's like number
for our
15
listeners,
or so.
Space Olympics is Andy Samberg was dressed in this white pompadour wig and spangled jumpsuit, and he sings a song promoting a low-budget, ill-planned, ultimately doomed athletic competition.
Like if the Fire Festival was the Olympics
Yes, not great.
In space.
in space.
But
But
for
a lot of the lyrics are very clever, though.
for a season,
Are they?
I think so.
For a season on my list, it was number one because it was the first one we watched.
He's gonna do that.
Yeah,
still.
No, that ended up at number 23 for me.
I do.
What about Golden Girls theme?
No, yeah, that one was just weird to me. It didn't go a place where that was particularly funny, and it was it's meant to be this contrast because they they're playing the Golden Girls theme, and like it's the Saturday Night Live cast, and they're all like being friends with each other, like as if it's like a little bit of like a retrospective, and thank you for being a friend. And then Betty White does her version of the theme song, and it's just a hardcore metal version, which on paper sounds hilarious.
Wouldn't it be really funny to have Betty White do a metal version of the Golden Girls theme? And you're going, you know what? Go ahead and write that one. That sounds like a winner. And then they put it on, and you're like, oh,
that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
And that, whatever.
No, it just didn't work.
And there are, to be fair, there are a handful of SNL Digital shorts where it's a long lead up to a big payoff.
Sure.
But that one for me, like the payoff just didn't feel like it was worth it,
And again, they had to produce so many.
Another one.
Yeah.
I didn't love. Cherry Battle.
No, that was more towards the bottom.
That was with
that's just
Gabourey Sidibe,
slow
and
motion
Andy Samberg,
spitting cherries,
dressed in kimono.
But I
each
will
other's
say I
mouths.
appreciated the dedication to the bit as far as how much slow-mo there was and like how stylized it was.
Sure. Okay.
It's still not great. It was higher on the low tier for me though.
It wasn't the top 10 lower ones because that was the third lowest.
It was at 22 for me.
Oh, you kind of liked that one then.
Yeah, that was fifth from the bottom for me.
I do want to give a shout out to Megan's roommate because it was decent and it was weird.
It was very weird. The whole the premise there is that a girl brings Megan Fox. It's actually Megan Fox brings a guy home, and her roommate is Optimus Prime, but it's literally just a guy in an Optimus Prime mask
And a robe.
And he's basically telling, like, she goes in the other room, and he's like, "Hey man, fucking get out of here!
Guys,
I'm Optimus Prime. Get out of here!"
I don't know
It's like,
what-
this is so weird. And
Megan thinks that it is Optimus Prime.
and he ends up transforming, which just means he takes his dick out.
Right.
We're not saying that's a bad one, are we? Because
No.
that was number
No.
15 on my list.
That's in the middle.
Oh,
for me.
15?
That's
Yeah.
a little high. But
Oh,
I mean, no, I just thought it was freaking
I put it at
hilarious.
27.
I had a 25.
Oh, no. It was hilarious.
Okay, well, calm down, Nate.
And plus, there was a cameo by Brian Austin Green. What do you want?
What more could you possibly?
One that I will say that I don't like that I know that there's an affinity out there for it is Ross Trent.
So that was the thing. Like Ross Trent, I had it high up originally.
Ross Trent.
As we started watching more and more, it just kept dropping.
Yeah, and so Ross Trent is basically like Andy Samberg doing like a parody of Matis Yahoo because it was at a time when he was very popular.
Doing a white guy doing Rastafari.
Yeah, and it's like okay, but like it's the song isn't very catchy, and like I didn't think it was particularly funny. And
The funniest bit is when he walks by a group of Jamaican dudes, right?
Yeah.
And he just is like turns down his own music.
right,
Yeah.
and he's like mumbling the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact about that sketch, though, who sang the backup vocals? The wife of Andy Samberg, Joanna Newsom.
Okay, well that wasn't as exciting.
Joanna Newsom's great,
I thought it was gonna be something crazy like Michael Bolton.
but it was a woman.
It was
but-
Gilda Radner.
So speaking of mumbling a second ago, another one that I was not quite as impressed by because I remember the second one being better, and we'll find out if that's true. And the third is the first iteration of Shy Ronnie.
Yeah.
I have that middle.
It's in the middle too, and I still like it because when Andy Samberg goes hard as Ronnie after Rihanna leaves the room, it's still very funny. But the second one is just works so much better.
Explain Shy Ronnie to our listeners.
So Shy Ronnie it's a musical sketch where Rihanna is singing a very catchy R&B kind of tune, and Shy Ronnie is supposed to be kind of like her backup and like a hype man in a way. But Shy Ronnie,
I looked at it more like he's featuring on the track, and he's just waiting for
sure
his
that's
time.
that's a better way to describe
go.
it. And when the time comes for Shy Ronnie to
She's
perform,
like, take it away, Shy Ronnie.
yeah,
You just want to turn the volume up.
And you can't hear.
and
It's the perfect level because you know he's saying words, but you don't know what they are.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, you just hear like,
and the best part is Rihanna like in sing song, like trying to encourage
Come
him.
on.
Yeah,
you gotta do better.
yeah.
Speak up.
So it's still pretty good, but
I think I had that like a 15 or something.
No, that was actually for me. That was like number 13.
it's at 18 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, as of now, I think the second one is probably still better, and I'll be curious to see how it holds up in the third
Okay,
group.
this is one that hit me in the right spot, and I don't know if you guys have the same humor that I do, but what about the Doogie Howser theme?
I like the Doogie Howser one. It ended up at 15 for me.
It's dead center for me in the middle.
It
of
was
the pack.
12 for
That's
me.
one of those ones where, unlike the Betty White one, like there's a decent level of humor that comes from how serious they make like the setting, like the way that he's very dramatically playing the keyboard, and it's actual Doogie Howser theme, and you have everyone else dressed up as different versions of Doogie Howser. It's like as if you did like a small Broadway performance.
Yeah.
Basically.
And you know what they have? They have escalation there, because they not just have the escalation where they're adding the cast members, they actually add Andy Samberg on the synth, right? And so they're adding this like beat to it. And what I love,
they get crazy with it at the end.
And what I love about it is they figured out how to end it. Neil Patrick Harris looks at the camera and there's
Single
a
tear.
single tear, which I just thought was a brilliant way to end that.
Because I don't know how else you end it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they built this thing up, and then they give you that moment, and it's just funny. It's just, I think it was at number 12 for me.
Well, I want to give a shout out to one just outside of the top 10, because I was surprised that this one worked as well as it did, because I was a little worried it was going to be another one that didn't work because of James Franco. But the Tizzle Wizzle Show (parentheses Jammy Shuffle).
Yeah.
That was
19 for me.
Surprisingly hilarious.
Yeah, that was like, I think that's number 12 for me.
Did you think it was hilarious?
So this one is like kind of plays out like a what was the name of that show on
Jinglehammer Junction?
No, it's a similar
setup.
This is more like it's not Yo Gabba Gabba. What was the show that where the kid
the tummy the tummy sticks?
No,
Tinkly Winky one, the Tinkly Winky.
No,
one?
not Teletubbies.
Teletubbies. That's what I was thinking.
No. It's the one where Elijah Wood was on. It's like the kid. He's like, my name is Nathaniel. I like to dance, and like it's like a whole. It's a more recent one.
Oh, isn't that Yo Gabba Gabba?
No, that was Yo Gabba Gabba was before that.
No, James Franco on Yo Gabba Gabba is Yo Grabber Grabber. It's a bit of a James Franco
Puppet Master
joke.
No, it's
it is Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh my! All that for that?
Yeah, no kidding. Don't delete this either, because people need to know how it is to work with you
What
on
was
the
I thinking
podcast.
Was it a reboot of Yo Gabba Gabba then? Because
No,
I thought Yo Gabba Gabba
remember
was
watching
older.
that. No, I remember watching that episode with Elijah Wood with my daughter Nora, because she was such a big Yo Gabba.
Okay, well there we go. Yeah, so it was Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yo Gabba Gabba was awesome.
But yeah, so it is. So it's like a Yo Gabba Gabba-esque show where you have these adults who are like kind of being like kids and like pajamas, and they have like a little song and dance thing. But then there's
for the record, on Yo Gabba Gabba, the adults didn't pretend to be kids though.
No, but like it's SNL. They don't have kids on the cast.
I know. I'm just saying. I want to defend
Thanks for clarifying,
Yo
though.
Gabba Gabba here.
But there's
They didn't ever had adults pretending to be kids, but they had adults on the show.
Yeah, that was
okay. So this can continue
All right.
forever.
So Yo Gabba Gabba was created by so
it's like hands. Here are your hands, and then it goes to knife. Grab a knife, and everybody's
3
like,
more seconds to choose your knife. That was one of my
the
favorite
line.
parts.
And James Franco is a guest star, and he's like, wait, what? Like, why am I grabbing a knife? But he doesn't interrupt or stop. He kind of goes along with it, and of course, it escalates to like they turn off the lights and everybody
They're
gets
supposed to
murdered.
kill each other. Yeah.
But that for me was kind of what you were talking about at the beginning, Ben, where you were saying that it had one good line to me. Like
Right.
that was the
It
everyone
peaks
grabbed
pretty
a
early.
a knife, and I'm
You
like,
have
oh, that's funny.
3 seconds left to grab a knife.
For
And I laughed out
me,
loud.
I like the general vibe of it though, and like I liked how it escalated into something pretty dark.
Yeah, no, for sure. And there were a couple more that were very dark in this grouping. What was the one where they painted each other?
Oh well, that's up in my top 10, so I'll
Okay.
talk about
Wasn't
that.
in my top 10. Okay.
And then another 2 other ones that I want to mention before we get in the top 10. Firelight, which was a pretty solid Twilight trailer parody,
Where
but
it's just Frankenstein as
is
Bill
in my
Hader
top
as
10.
Frankenstein.
yeah, and Taylor Swift as Kristen Stewart, who did a great job with the lip biting and the melodrama. But for me, it didn't necessarily. It sounds like Nate will talk about more about that, but yeah, it didn't hit quite as hard for me as far as like big laughs, because it felt like it was almost too loyal to the movie trailer.
Yeah, I think you either have to go one of 2 ways. You have to be so close to it and just tweak it a little bit enough to where the characters are, you notice the difference in characters, but you're doing the lip biting, you're doing all the things that you want to see there with these other characters, or you have to play it so different. But I think I just love Taylor Swift in this. it just made me laugh a lot. I love the bringing another monster into it.
This is one of those that the production value.
The mummy. Yeah, that's. I guess I also appreciated that. Like it was
Production value was
clever.
good.
It brought it all together. I like.
I want to mention Zach drops by the set because I just love Zach Galifianakis and he was a great host. And this just felt like it was perfectly in Zach Galifianakis' wheelhouse.
It was so silly.
Yeah,
just him showing up on all the NBC shows. Like you guys recording?
Yeah, that was. Good.
Yeah, I'm on the set of Law and Order right now.
That's when actually I think if I rewatched it would probably go up. I think it was like 16 for me. Would probably go up my list.
That's
now that we're talking about it, I'm like
16 for me.
I think I did laugh about that one like more than I thought I did.
All right, so let's get into our top 10 then. The people have been waiting, and we've been getting phone calls all night.
People have been waiting.
The lines are freaking a buzz.
Yeah,
right
people
now.
are in the live comments. They're like, guys, get to the top 10. What are you doing?
And all of our listeners are Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
Do it now. Get to the top 10.
Well, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger night here at the 10 to 1 studio.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
from now on, we'll be talking about the this and that and the other thing. We'll be talking about number 10, and then that'd be followed by number 9, all the way down to number 1.
What is your favorite SNL sketch and what does it do?
You know what? It's not for me. The cookies. I put that cookie down at the bottom of my list. It wasn't as good.
Oh, Cookies was at 21 for me.
Yeah, that's again not in the top 10.
Okay, that's fine.
Come on, put that cookie down.
No, I got it. It was good. I went back to my natural voice.
Expected a little bit more of a reaction there.
Would you guys like to see Arnold host SNL?
I would love it.
Yeah, 100%.
Of course.
Yeah.
10,000, even now, right now, and 77-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yes.
On a Monday.
Like tonight.
Yeah, make him do it.
It is kind of crazy.
Roll his old ass up there.
Seriously. Still in better shape than I am.
If Arnold Schwarzenegger was in a wheelchair, I'd still want him to host Saturday Night Live.
There's so much to do there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
What condition would Arnold Schwarzenegger have to be in for you to not want him to host Saturday Night Live?
Like, probably life support.
I don't know. I think you could still pull it off.
By the way,
like imagine they're doing every sketch with Arnold on life support.
It would just, if as long as he's still verbal. If he's nonverbal, I'd think that you lose it.
Well, of course.
Our listeners of this podcast don't know that Ben has an infatuation with Arnold. I mean, a love, really.
I truly revere the man.
Yeah, and so talking about life
And that's
support
not a
on
bit.
Arnold,
I
I'm
love
surprised you're not getting a little sentimental.
When he goes, I will take a day off work, and I will watch every single Arnold Schwarzenegger movie I can.
Nate, I don't know if I told you, but I met Arnold Schwarzenegger once.
Yeah.
No, and you told me, though, next time you do, you would maybe introduce me?
I've never, with your stupid career, I've never ever gotten jealous ever, and that's the one time that it really hurt my heart. That I was like, you actually got to sit and have lunch with the man and talk to him. Like,
also,
fuck
let's
you.
be clear, he's gotten jealous several times.
Not really, honestly.
No,
That's the one.
He's gotten
That's a
jealous
big one.
several times.
Chris Hemsworth was a close second.
See, he's gotten jealous several times.
But that was it.
All
right, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is Boombox, which is one of the Lonely Island songs that they did, featuring Julian Casablancas of The Strokes. I love this song. I think it has a real good beat to it. Like the bass in it is incredible. If you ever listen to the song in your car and you have a good bass system, it will
it's called Boombox.
It'll fucking rip your jeans off.
Okay.
But no, I just like the song a lot. The one thing that it brings it down a little for me is the song is longer and they cut a whole section of the song to make the length of the sketch shorter. Which I was a little bummed by, but I just love this one so much.
I've never been able to say boiled goose any other way than
boiled goose. How about you, Nate, when you say it to your parishioners?
I don't know how to do it, guys. You know I don't do impressions.
Come on, you can try it, though.
Yeah, you need to have fun.
It's this. It's boiled goose.
Boiled goose.
It's good. You sound a little bit like Christopher Walken. But
I know. I was going like Foo Fighters.
Guys, you need boiled goose.
Your goose is cooked. It's even boiled, is it? Now that's just more Jewish.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't even know what that was.
Bagel, Jewish impression or something.
Okay, it's gonna be boiled.
Glavin!
What am I doing? So dumb.
What is your 10, Ben?
My number 10 was The Date.
Oh, okay.
Will Forte and Megan Fox.
Tell people about that one.
So this sketch is literally just Megan Fox and
It's very Will Forte.
Will Forte on a date, and they're clearly on a first date.
Mm-hmm.
And Will Forte's character is.
I'm surprised you like this one.
Very shy. It's awkward, but it's
it's super awkward.
It's Will Forte.
Kind of talks like this.
And she's like, "Are you? So what do you do for a living?" "I'm a commander in SWAT." It's like, wait, you're a SWAT commander? That must be so hard. It is.
I actually left my team in the middle of it now.
Should
There's
you be
like
at work
a
right now?
whininess.
Yes.
I left my team to come on a date with you, and I'm just having a really good time.
It's
And
just
then the escalation is silly though because it's to the point where yes they're kind of like falling for each other.
She's definitely very infatuated with him,
But
and then
at
he's
the
like
end,
not into it.
He goes, "Are you proposing to me?" And she goes, "I think I am." Well, what do you say? And he goes, "No." And he just gets up and leaves.
Yeah, it's
great.
It's classic
perfect Will
Forte. Yeah, it's very funny.
I really laughed a lot.
Didn't
at
make
it.
my top 10 though.
Nate, what about you? What's your number 10, buddy?
Number 10 for me was Like a Boss. It's a song, a rap song. What do they call that on their podcast?
Frapping.
A frap. Yep.
Fake rapping.
And it is about a review conducted by the host of that episode was Seth Rogen, and Andy is obviously rapping about his typical day as the boss of a large company. And it is an ensemble sketch because tons of cast members are in it. It's not my favorite song. It wouldn't make my top 10 of all of the. But in this season,
the absurdity is
that's
great.
what I'm saying. And
I've got this one in my top 10.
And so I thought it was pretty fun. I like big ensemble pieces like this. They're going back and forth.
Gross, Nate.
My number 9 was probably one that is shocking to you guys because there were others that I'm sure you put ahead of this. But I really, after thinking about it more, I really liked Party Guys. It's with Bill Hader and Andy Samberg, and they do a bunch of puns, and it's a bunch of play on words.
Party Guys was number 11 for me.
Okay, but yeah, it's like look with the cat dragged in, and they'll have somebody drag.
Oh, look at these jokers!
Yeah, and that they're actually the jokers. It's
like absurd.
I love the absurdity, and the fact that they shoehorn so many things into it. Like they put some production value in there only because like the costuming alone.
Well, so my favorite bit is that is that Batman also ends up.
Oh, look at who decided to show his face. And
Yeah,
it's unmasked Batman,
and then Joker comes over and hits him with a bat.
Yeah, it's pretty great. That's a good meta.
Shout out to Bill Hader, who's a co-writer on that sketch.
Very, very good.
No, yeah, it's very funny, and because it's such a rapid fire thing. You get so many punchlines in such a short window of time,
and that's what I liked about it. I laughed a lot.
All right, number 9 for me was, as I said before, Firelight. Brad, what was yours?
Mine was Laser Cats 4. Yes, the 4th iteration of Laser Cats still whips. I love pretty much all iterations of Laser Cats. So sue me. But yeah, Laser Cats 4 was one that worked for me. It's Steve Martin. And you have a great, Star Wars reference in at the end where Steve Martin, gets to do the "Your Father" moment, and I love me some Laser Cats.
Okay, my number 8 was "Everyone's a Critic."
Samesies.
Oh,
so tell the people about this one, Ben.
"Everyone's a Critic" is Paul Rudd, and I'm sorry, who is it? Andy Samberg.
You tell me.
I can't remember.
I thought this was a sketch you love so much.
I liked it a lot.
Yes,
Andy Samberg basically paints Paul Rudd like Jack in Titanic paints Rose, and then in turn the other one paints. They paint each other. Doesn't matter. It goes to an auction,
but it plays out both scenarios.
Very sensually.
No, and they play out the exact same way.
Yeah,
too.
it's the exact same. Like
do the song that they play in the background.
I don't remember the song exactly in the background. What are you doing to me?
You remember? It's funny because it's Andy Samberg just singing.
Yeah, it's. And that's all it is. It's, oh yeah, I love this song. It's just weird. So then they said, no, this is really good. Like, we have to take this to an auction. So they go to like a Christie's auction house and they reveal it, and the entire audience dies. And by I say the entire audience dies, they take their own lives in a manner of speaking. Bobby Moynihan shoves a pencil in his eye. There are people hanging from the ceiling.
It's
gunshots.
violent.
It's violent. Lots of
They
violence.
show Bill Hader and I think is it Kristen Wiig or as Indiana Jones and Marion.
Don't look.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. So that was great. I loved that very much. It almost was a little even higher for me, but I liked it a lot.
It's funny that you guys had that at number 8 because guess what I had? Same one.
Whoa!
Oh, friendship.
That's why we're the trio of friends.
All right, number 7. Coming out in number 7, I had Threw It on the Ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the one where Andy Samberg throws a lot of stuff on the ground because he says, I'm not going to be part of your system. Man, that ain't my dad. that's a cell phone. And I threw it on the ground. That's the one. What did you guys have?
I have Boombox.
Okay.
Did you already have Boombox? Did you talk about Boombox?
He
I
did
talked about
Boombox
Boombox.
was his number 10.
That's my number 10.
Yeah.
Number 10.
It's on my list as well.
Number 10.
What was your number 7, buddy?
My number 7 is Party Guys.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, I love Party Guys, so I put it up a little bit.
Hey,
higher.
I know you love party guys.
If there's one thing I love, it's partying and partying with guys.
It is interesting where we actually, within a couple, our lists are almost always very close.
This
Like,
one a little bit
we have
more
a-
on track than the last one even.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
say.
and I think we were pretty close on a lot of those.
So number 6 for me, Boombox. So
Okay.
I had that as number 6 for me. Brad, what's your number 6, buddy?
My number 6 is Jizz in My Pants.
Good one.
How about you guys?
That is in. We're gonna get
Yeah,
there.
we're
for
gonna
me.
get there for me.
But my number 6 is Laser Cats Forever.
See, Laser Cats 4 and 5 made my they were like 11 and 12.
Oh,
for me.
no.
That's piss poor, Ben.
If there was 10 Laser
Piss
Cats,
poor planning.
If there was 10 Laser Cats,
They
I would have to
just-
figure out where they rank
They
in my top 10.
just after the third one, and it's like, all right, see, I come to know what to
We'll
expect.
talk about it here in a little bit. Oh yeah, this fucking guy, isn't it?
This guy.
But Jizz Pants ended up at
just pants.
number 6 for me because I think it's very funny. Musically, it's not as strong as some of the other SNL ones, but I personally love the visual comedy that comes from it. Is the facial expressions that Sandberg and Jorma Taccone
It's a
do.
well-
By the way,
again-
it's about premature ejaculation if you've not seen this.
Yeah, you do yourself a favor. Watch it. It's pretty funny.
You might not have heard of it.
Yeah, I have.
I love the quick Justin Timberlake cameo since he's not like a big part of that one, but just having him as the janitor. there.
The production value here, it looks like a real music video.
Yeah.
They really did go all out for that, so I can appreciate that very
So
much.
it's one of those that they created hoping to go viral.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
and
they
it was
put
very
something
good.
behind it, and you know what? It's on my list.
Okay, so that was my number 6. Did everyone else say the number 6 as well?
I think so.
Yep.
Yep.
Mine
All
was,
right.
mine was Boombox, Brad.
Yeah.
What was your number 6? Nate?
Laser Cats Forever.
Okay, cool. Number 5.
Great day.
Same.
Like a boss.
Ooh, close though.
Yeah.
Close.
Because I'll jump ahead a little bit. Great Day was my 4. It was number
Okay, good.
4.
All right. So,
Okay.
But Like a Boss was my number 5. Yeah,
Great.
number 5.
Ben, tell people about Great Day.
So Great Day is all about drugs.
Yeah.
And-
One specific drug.
Yeah, a lot of cocaine.
A little bit of nose
A
candy.
little Bolivian marching powder. A little
Booger sugar.
little white girl interrupted. Yeah. Anyway, Andy Samberg plays a strung out dude who sings a song. Today's gonna be a great day.
Yeah, he
I don't know
does
why,
that.
but it is going my way.
Very Broadway
And
esque.
it just keeps escalating, meaning getting faster and faster because he's doing more coke.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, it ends with him just kind of being in the Matrix and going, blah, blah. But then from the third person perspective, it's just a guy on drugs doing that in the middle of the
Yeah.
street. And then he throws up right at the end. He goes, bah. And that to me, honestly, I'm like, that's the perfect ending.
It was also the final digital sketch in season 35. So
Digital short,
digital
Nate.
short. Sorry. And it was a big number, right? This was not one that they were out of ideas. This was
this was a production.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like this was a big deal. It was elaborate choreography.
There's a lot going on
It
here.
was a lot.
My
in
favorite
this one.
part in this one is when one of the answers comes up and touches him and is like, "Whoa,
yeah.
get off me!"
So that was my number 4. But my number 5 was Like a Boss. What was your number 5, Brad?
Great Day.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, both.
We're,
Sorry.
we're
That's,
friends.
That's why we're talking about it. So have we mentioned Like a Boss yet, though?
I did.
He did, yeah.
That was my
Okay,
number 10.
Gotcha. Sorry.
I'm glad you had that in the top 10. I thought that was an outlier.
No. I like Like a Boss a lot, actually. Yeah, Seth Rogen. I think the for me the reason it's so high on my list is the wackiness of it all. Right. I think that Party Guys and Great Day, and there's a theme for me where the more outlandish it is, the more I seem to like it,
Yeah.
and the more fast paced it is, and the more there is going on, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, next one for me, number 4, Motherlover. You guys didn't have Motherlover in yours.
No,
it's way
on
higher
it.
than
yeah.
that for me.
Number
Well,
4.
It can't be way higher. It's number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's 3 more.
Number 4 is James Cameron's Laser Cats 5.
Mine
for
is
me.
Great Day. like we just talked about.
James Catt's
James Catt's
laser camera in 5. No, this one I love, and it might be my favorite one so far because I love all of the tributes to James Cameron movies. I love that they got Sigourney Weaver to be Ripley in it.
That's number 2 for me, by the way.
Yeah, and like it's also a predecessor to like them having another cameo later, but like this one. Like it's just
I think the shine is worn off for me a little bit.
Real quick,
sorry.
you didn't have a single laser catch in your top 10, did you?
I didn't.
No, he's a little baby boy though.
I'm over it a little bit.
Oh, I don't like comedy. I don't like when I have to laugh.
They freaking they
you know,
cats as guns.
It's easy.
What do you?
Okay, you guys, it's low hanging fruit, and you guys just like, oh, I only have to come up with 8 because there's 2 laser cats,
No,
and you
they
just
find
you
a
put
way-
it, no, you're being lazy.
They find a way to bring layers to each one of the new ones.
Layers,
right? James Cameron's.
You know how
laser-
long it had been since Sigourney Weaver played Ripley?
2 or 3 weeks.
No. This is like a legendary status.
Okay, anyway, that was number 3 for you, 4 for you guys.
Number 2 for me. I think we're all.
No, hold on.
It was 4 for me.
That was number 4, Nate.
Oh, yeah,
We're only
no,
number 4.
but-
What's
no,
your
he's
number
a-
4?
Motherlover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ben?
Mine was Great Day.
Okay, fine. Jesus.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Jizz in My Pants.
That's me too.
Mine's Like a Boss.
Oh,
Yeah, I put it way up higher because I
Oh.
appreciate art more than you guys.
huh?
All right. Number 2.
Okay, Mother Lover.
James Cameron's Laser Cats 5.
Well, no, number 2 is Motherlover.
Yeah, duh.
No,
It's not number 4. It's number 2,
Okay. All right.
where it rightfully belongs.
All right, but number 3 is Jizz in My Pants.
As it should be. It's number 3 for me as well.
I got my digital camera. I'm gonna make your mama do a million poses.
Yeah, it's a great.
Motherlover is a great song.
If for some
fantastic.
reason you're listening to this and you
It's
don't know what that is, go just stop the podcast. Go listen.
As
to it
a
right
song, Motherlover is even better than Dick in a Box.
now. As a song, yes.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
there's legitimately some fantastic raps in there.
No,
too,
it's
right?
it's a banger of a
Yeah,
song. Like
yeah.
it's really good. The fact that they got Susan Sarandon and Patricia Clarkson to be the
Perfect.
mothers too, I cannot wait to hear them talk about this on the Lonely Island Seth Meyers podcast because I just want to hear how they
Same,
approach them,
same.
how they got them in the sketch. Like obviously it's SNL, but like getting them to like agree to this because these are 2 very prestigious actresses
Yes.
who weren't hosting.
No,
you know,
they were just, hey, we want to do bad things to you as our moms.
yeah.
And they're like, yes, sounds good. The fact that the songs and the raps are typically more on the high end of the list for us, right? That happens, and the more likely that it's the more that it is a banger,
Yeah.
the higher it's gonna be on the list. And for that reason, I think we all have the same number 1.
We do.
And you want to say it on 3? 1, 2, 3.
I'm
on
on
a
a
boat.
boat. Oh,
Well, you son of
you
a bitch.
fucking.
I'm out of it.
I'm on a boat.
Don't you ever forget.
It's one of the funniest, best parody, so not parody, but like fraps that's ever existed. It's a true banger. T-Pain is wonderful. The silliness of the rhymes are great. Just you climb trees, I'm climbing buoys, motherfucker.
The word fuck is said 17 times.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And as it should be.
I got a nautical themed Pashmina Afghan.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I want to know.
I'm a king of the world on a boat like
Leo.
Leo. If you're on the shore, then you're sure not Mio. It's great.
Get the fuck up. This boat is real.
That's like Eminem rhyming orange with something, okay? Mio.
I'm pretty sure he did do that.
He did, I know.
Yeah,
that's
he can
that's
do
the
that.
joke
He's
from Anderson
famous.
Cooper.
He's famous for doing
Anderson
that.
Cooper had an interview with him where he did that.
But he rhymed orange.
Yes, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Brad.
Did you get to hear that when he did that?
I'm on a boat.
He's a rapper.
Anyway.
So hey, I want to know for you.
Yeah.
I'm on a boat. You like?
I love it.
We love it.
Love it. Number 1.
Would you place it above or below I Ran So Far?
It's above it.
Oh yeah, it's above it
I
because
just wanna
I
make
ran
sure.
so far is not that good.
Yeah, but
I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he
for me.
loves I Ran So
For
Far
me,
though.
okay.
yeah, but it's not that good, so it's understandable. Like, it would be.
So we've got 2 more seasons. Well, 3 more seasons. We've got season 35, 36, and then 37 to do. And then
I would like to point out, I believe one of the reasons that at least a chunk of these sketches here aren't particularly great is for similar reasons as to why there's a bit of a lull in the previous batch. It's because in the first batch, it's because they were all exhausted because they made Hot Rod during a summer between seasons, and when they came back, they were still editing and working on it post-production. This time,
they even admit we had no ideas.
Yeah.
Like we're done. Like
this time, when we get involved with them, they've been working on, at least Keeve and Yorma have been working on MacGruber. And so that took up a big amount of Yorma's responsibility.
They're always doing something.
Yorma's not in a lot of the writing credits and stuff like that as well for some of these. So
yeah, Yorma's pretty busy with McGroobs.
Sorry, I think I said 35. We just did 35. We're doing 36 and 37 for next time.
So overall, do you think that this batch was better or worse than the first batch?
There's some really good ones here. I like the first two seasons better.
I think me too.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the overall quality of the previous batch is better than the overall quality.
I still think the highs are higher here, though. I think that, like, I'm on a boat, Motherlover, Jizz in My Pants, Great Day, Like a Boss, for me, those are really, really good.
I don't know. I'm looking at my top, 3 or 4, and, you're talking Dick in a Box, Natalie's Rap, Lazy Sunday, and United Way.
Yeah, no, they're...
that's still pretty big.
Yeah, those are huge.
It's going to be very interesting when we meld all these together. It'll be a hard top 10 to do.
Yeah, season 36 and 37, to give you some names.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how many Laser Cats make it into Nate's.
No, I don't think any will make it into mine.
That's my top 5.
I think one will make it into mine.
I don't think any will make it into mine.
Here's some of the shorts for season 36 and 37. I Just Had Sex. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah. See, I already know that's going to be pretty high for me. I love that one.
What about The Creep?
I mean, that's a great one. Nicki Minaj?
I love The Creep.
Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, that's an all-timer.
Yeah.
This is going to be so difficult to narrow this down.
3-Way.
Yeah, see?
I will say, of the trilogy, I don't love 3-Way nearly as much as I love Dick in a Box and Motherlover.
Well, you know what? Hey, let's save it for the podcast.
Yeah, but this is the podcast.
But we're already showing our hand here.
But we host the podcast that we're doing right now.
All right, let's keep going then and not record a third one.
No.
Well, you know what? Name all the rest of them, Nate.
Let's
just go.
Everyone stay here. We're going to watch them and you can listen to us chortle.
Yep.
Or
not chortle.
Or just fight.
Yeah.
Like we usually do.
Honestly.
Lazy Sunday 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Forgot that existed. Oh, nice Boogaloo reference. What are you going to go flicks yourself? Come on now.
So there's going to be some really quality ones in the next two.
No, I'm excited.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
So we'll be back in a couple weeks. We'll have to take a week off because Ben is just too old and tired to watch a group of SNL Digital shorts and then record a podcast.
It takes like 2.5 to 3 hours to watch these things.
But also, I know that Nate is committed enough that he would do it if you would do it, but you're not strong enough. And Nate, I know.
I want you to be strong enough to be my man.
This doesn't work.
By the way, I was just going to say to our podcast listeners that I give you a lot of grace right now because you just bought a house and I'm excited for you.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, I bought a house, so I have a family now. Oh, my balls are too shriveled.
What? I'm moving in with my girlfriend and her kids. I'm very excited. It's a good turning point in my life for the better.
Oh, sorry, guys. I can't podcast. I have to put my new bathroom decorations up. I got a curtain with Jack Sparrow on it and John Wayne sitting next to him saying, "Hey, partner, let's go to the bathroom."
Fucking asshole.
How'd you know?
I think Brad's not handling this move well.
He's really not. And I'm not moving away.
No, actually, you're closer.
I'm actually moving a little closer.
I just wish that he would be more dedicated to the podcast.
Well, this is the part of the podcast we call Everybody Loves Listening to This.
This is part of the podcast that we call What Happens After the Podcast.
How do we end the show?
Why are we still recording?
What are we doing?
Okay.
No, we'll be back in a couple weeks with the final batch of SNL Digital Shorts that we have watched and ranked. And then at the end of that episode, we will each have our own ultimate top 10 out of all the SNL Digital Shorts. And you're going to want to come here for that because you're going to cream in your fucking jeans.
I'm Casey Kasem. And I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're going to want to tune in. It's going to be fantastic.
And I'm Ben Conowitz, and I have a house.
I'm still Nate, guys. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, you gonna end the show, or that was supposed to be your cue?
Yeah, we're looking at you like, come on, say the thing.
That's I kind of like the control right.
Oh.
All right, everyone. Hey, thanks so much for listening. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Bye-bye.